friends, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Jerry. This is Jerry in Canada. Remember when we went to Costco and picked up some flowers? I'm just showing you where I put them. Thanks for coming with me to get these. I love them. They're beautiful. I'm going to show you some flowers hubby bought me. These are also from Costco. He stopped by there on the weekend when we were out. He said, let's go in here. I'm buying you some more flowers. And we got this. I love the yellow. Look at that. They're just gorgeous. I thought that was very nice of him. And we got this one over here as well. And this has some nice purple flowers in it. Very pretty. Today's video, we are doing 2 recipes. Both recipes have 4 ingredients. So 4 ingredient recipes. I'm showing you my pergola. We're going to stain it this weekend, I think. And put the curtains up after the stain dries and whatnot. So friends, the first recipe is called baked tomato pork chops. I greased my baking dish. It's a shallow baking dish. You want 4 pork loin chops, fat trimmed off of them, which the store did a good job of, so I just keeping it as is. And I made a mistake in this recipe, and I'm going to tell you what it is. With this Montreal chicken spice, I'm going to tell you how to do it so that you know. You need 2 tablespoons of this Montreal chicken spice. And you reserve 1.5 teaspoons for later. So just do exactly just what I said there, because I put a 1/2 tablespoon on all these pork chops, and I was like, this is not enough for all these pork chops. But oh well, I thought to myself, I'll do that because that's what the recipe says. No, you put, out of the 2 tablespoons, you're going to reserve only 1.5 teaspoons. And the rest of it, you're going to rub all over both sides of these pork chops, okay? And then after you do that, I'm just going to tell you what the recipe said. And never mind how much I put on here. I didn't put enough on here. And I put too much on top of the tomato. But I'm just going to tell you the correct way of doing it. So I'm putting that all over each side of my pork chop, trying to get a bit more on that one. And then I'm going on to the next step. So that's your first 2 ingredients. Now my 3rd ingredient is going to be this cream cheese. It's chive and onion spreadable cream cheese. I'm not going to account the next part as an ingredient. It's 2 tablespoons of water that you add to this. And it's 1/4 cup of the cream cheese. Then your 2 tablespoons of water added to it just to make it even more spreadable. I might have used a little bit more than 1/4 cup just because I was packing it into the measuring cup. And just mix that all about until it's all creamed together. Now you're going to put this over each pork chop. You're going to spread it on each one. Putting this on it will keep it nice and moist. Like, you won't end up with a dry pork chop with this over it, plus the tomatoes. And you just spread that all over it. It's a very tasty way of making pork chops. A little different, and I thought it was a nice one to share here with you. And my oven is preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want to cook pork chops too high in the oven because they may dry out on you. Then you're going to put 2 slices of tomato on each pork chop. So you have 8 slices all together of tomato. And you just put that on. And then after that, the reserved Montreal chicken spice, you're going to sprinkle over the top of the tomato. Now, I reserved too much, so I put too much on top of the tomato, And when I ate it, you could tell, hey, I think I'll put a little bit less on top of the tomato next time. And then I look at the recipe, and yeah, you're not supposed to put this much on top of the tomato. Oh well, that's okay. It was still delicious, but it could have been better if I didn't douse it on all this Montreal chicken spice on top. So my oven's preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to pop that in now. So I made some rice in my rice maker there, easy peasy. And then I got the pork chops out, and I'm telling you, like, if you like pork chops, if you like pork loin chops or whatever, I think that you may enjoy this recipe. I am definitely, like I say, going to make it again for some family back in Cape Breton when we get there. I'm doing recipes, trying stuff at home that I think that my family down there may like, so that I can make it. And yeah, definitely do this if you like it. And I'm going to be leaving the recipes in the description box, so don't worry. They're going to be down there for you. Now let's get to the next one.
The second recipe that I'm making is an antipasto pasta salad. I've got the water going for my pasta. I'm waiting for it to boil. This recipe, I like using, I actually make this, I'll tell you how I make it. I'm going to make it with the 4 ingredients that the book says, but I'll tell you the additions or the way that I do it normally. And I like using the different colored pasta, or get any kind of spiral pasta that you want. It could probably work with rigatoni as well, but the spiral pasta, what the recipe calls for, and it's what I like to use. Just going to turn a couple of lights on. And it's the recipe says to put in 3 cups, like cooked 3 cups. It doesn't say 3 cups of cooked pasta. It says 3 cups of this pasta. So, here's my scissors. Salt your water. I'm going to put a little more because I'm going to use the whole jar of the antipasto stuff instead of the amount that it suggests. I'm making a bit more. It's going to go in with Graham's lunches. I'm going to set the timer for this. You want to cook this 8 to 10 minutes till it is tender, but still have a little bit of firmness in it. You can get this stuff in hot. I cut out a lot of spice out of my diet. Not that I don't enjoy spicy food, but it's just not, doesn't work well with me sometimes. So I got the mild. And Graham likes spicy, so he can add some chili flakes to his if he wants. Artichokes. Jarred artichokes, great, but a lot of times they're more money. So I just got a can of artichokes. I'll tell you the amounts that the recipe says to use. I am going to use a bit more because the recipe would be like half of this can. I'm just going to use the whole can. Yeah, this recipe is so quick and easy. There's a few pasta salads that I like making. This is one. I do mine a bit different, like I said. And what I do, this recipe says to use feta cheese. I love feta cheese, so I will do what the recipe says. I normally use this, the mini ones. Or you can cube up mozzarella cheese, like into cubes, little cubes. You can do that and feta. It says feta, so I'm going to, like I say, do what it says. And then if I'm not sharing it with vegetarian, I'll cube up salami and pepperoni and yeah, what's another one? Oh, like 3 different Italian meats that you can get in a tube, and then I'll just cube them up, and I put about a half a cup of each or so into the mix. This has no meat in it today. My dining room shelf right there, I did some organizing. That used to have a lot more cookware or whatever on it, books and whatnot. I tidied it up. It's pictures. I still have my stand mixer and a bread maker on there. Over here, that cabinet is pretty much empty. I sold a few things on Facebook Marketplace, made a few bananas, and I have more that I want to sell. I don't know what I'm going to put in here. I sold 2 sets of dishes. And the ones that you and I went to the Dollar Tree and we got, the blue and white ones, I took them out and I put them over in the cupboard above my dishwasher because it's close to the dishwasher, easy to put it away. Because they took the place of the dinnerware set the 2 dinnerware sets that I sold. But I still kept 4 of my noodle bowls in there. Aren't these pretty? Graham got me them at Costco for my ramen. So I don't know exactly what I want. What I put in here, I want it to look nice because you can see into it. So I have to give some thought to what I'm going to do. Artichokes. I am going to use the whole thing of artichoke. So I'm going to strain my artichokes and give them a little bit of a rinse. And any of the large ones I'm going to cut. I like the jarred ones. I like these. I buy this kind when I'm doing my artichoke spinach dip that I make in my crock pot. Just cutting it up smaller. Okay. So that's cooked. Drain it and rinse it with cold water. Stop the cooking process. Put it in here with your artichokes that I put in there. This is going to be fun. Okay. Then you get your jar and you just put it in there. Now, normally when I make this, you can strain that or drain it or whatever you say and use a Greek feta dressing or an Italian, zesty Italian or something, but you're just using what it was packed in. And then your cheese. And you can add what I do when I make this. Normally the way that I make it is I use the grape tomatoes and I cut them in half for cherry tomatoes. And I cut them in half and add them as well. This bowl is kind of small. It'll work though. I'm going to taste this. I may add more dressing. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to have a little taste here. I use this just to break up the feta in the cup. So, not one that I put in my mouth. Nice. I love this salad anyway. You can add some pepper if you want to add more of your favorite salad dressing. You can. Oh, and another thing that I add to it a lot of times is Kalamata olives and stuffed green olives. Tasty, tasty. This is another nice dressing that can go on it if you like. Yeah. Do what you want. It's going to be your salad when you make it. I'm probably going to put a little bit more salad dressing on it when the camera's off, and I think it's going to be this one. But what it looks like. That's it in a nutshell. I am going to see you in the next video, I hope. So like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Come back again and again and again, because I'd really appreciate it. Share it out on your social media. Help my channel grow. Love you all. Take care. Bye.